power.
Alright folks, my name is Amiibo Jason, and today I'm pretty darn excited. In the office, we finally got the gorgeous Luigi's Mansion 3 statue from the good folks at First for Figures. In fact, actually the guys at Dark Horse sent this one over to us for review, and they're absolutely stunning. Now you might know they have made amazing statues in the past. We had a Link from Breath of the Wild, and upcoming we have this absolutely gorgeous Princess Zelda from Breath of the Wild too. So if you're into that, that's coming too. So you guys know how much I love Amiibo, and these things are pretty much just big Amiibo. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's even got a circular base, just like an Amiibo does, and Nintendo has made some pretty amazing big Amiibos in the past. I mean, we had Mega Yarn Yoshi, we even had a giant Detective Pikachu Amiibo, but for some reason, Nintendo decided not to keep going down that road. So today, we're going to take a look at this gorgeous statue, this nearly perfect statue, and we're going to see if we can make it a bit better by making it a fully functional Amiibo. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the statue and get to work. Alright, now before we get into the Amiibo portion of this, let's take a look at this statue just kind of in depth. Once again, First for Figures has really outdone themselves. So you might know this, but First for Figures has a variety of different statues. They have their very, very expensive line, which are anywhere between $400 and $600, and these, which are typically much cheaper and mass-produced at about $70. Now, like the Breath of the Wild Link before it, Luigi looks absolutely amazing. I mean, everything about this pose, the sculpt, I mean, his expression is just spot on. I mean, obviously this is from Luigi's Mansion 3, which is evident by the poltergust on there, and his flashlight, and his terrified expression, which is kind of Luigi's thing in this game, and all of it is pretty much perfect. Now, one more cool thing about this is that Luigi seems to be standing on a base, which is pretty typical for a statue, but the base looks like it has a carpet from Luigi's Mansion, a nice tiny little touch. And like I said before, this circular base is kind of the inspiration of why I wanted to turn this into a massive Amiibo. So what did I do to turn this into an Amiibo? Well, it was actually quite simple, a lot simpler than you would imagine. I didn't have to bust the statue open or do anything like that, even though I could have. What I did is I wanted to go a more simplistic route, so I started off with a donor Luigi Amiibo. I got this one from the Super Mario Amiibo line, which is, for me, I have more than one of these things, so it's not a massive thing for me to have to do this, and I threw him in a big pot of boiling water. Now, I recommend that you don't do this at home. I mean, there are definitely ways that you can pry this thing open, but I typically find that using the boiling water makes it easier to open up the base. I learned that from my good friend TJ from Custom Conquest. Now, once the plastic is kind of wiggly and easier to manipulate, we can take a butter knife and jam it into the base and rip pretty much the figure from the base itself, exposing what we need, and that is that tiny NFC chip. This is what we're going to use to actually make this Amiibo. Now, what I did on this one was I decided I wanted to make an Amiibo logo that would blend in with the bottom of this statue. So I essentially went into Photoshop and I manipulated an Amiibo logo. I put a brown background on it, and I decided to make the Amiibo logo itself dark brown too, to kind of just make it look like it belongs on this statue. What I did then is I printed it out, cut it out, and stuck that NFC chip right there on the back. Now, if I do this again, which I'm probably going to actually improve on this method a bit, is I'd probably go out and buy myself some sticker paper so it's nice and flush and you don't have to worry about using tape. But what I did was I used some packing tape, I cut it down the size, and I stuck it right to the very bottom of this statue. And bada bing, bada boom, we have our custom massive Luigi's Mansion 3 Amiibo. Yes, I know it's really simplistic, not a lot to it, but it does the job. It blends in with the base, and more importantly, it actually works, as you can see right now. Now, if for some reason you want to try this on your own, I actually have a link in the description down below that has the Photoshop document that I used to create this Amiibo logo, or you can easily make one yourself. There's really no right or wrong way to do this, but there you go. We took an absolutely amazing statue and we made it functional with the power of Amiibo. Now, if you want to pick up one of these statues, I highly, highly recommend it. A lot of retailers have them right now. I have a link in the description down below too if you want to pick one up. They start at $79, and like I said before, the quality on this is really amazing. It's heavy, it's sculpted perfectly, it's really the best statue for the money. So if you're a Luigi fan like I am, this is kind of a no-brainer. But there you go, a custom Luigi's Mansion 3 amiibo. I appreciate you guys watching my first attempt at customizing, I guess, an amiibo or a statue, and I hope to do more stuff like this coming up in the future. Have a good one, guys. Until next time, stay wired in.